braso se to so we ni e fa twa to kra wo eye bedwam on Adom TV multi TV so ye be pensen ye nkomo no nkomo awodo na koso na otwe awieye ene enne kra nkomo guso e koso sa nkomo no ana ye be dibra bedwafo etnase a ene sa migidi sa so wa e krado mebe ma osa kwanya no minute enum a eda enimi na otwe ye simi na otwe awieye michede atwami enuma bi wo e koso a migidi so wa adwenkyere wo na otwe ye simi nsema odo atojo do baka atanim migidi se de wo adwenkyere outside even the baka atani bia na potema wo hye bia wo hye bia no bibi koso apese yete anaye hu no abasobode bi wo no mo so otwe adwene esi so a ebebo it numbers a o fresh isia no 0302 211 701 equals 4 0302 211 701 equals 4 me hwe o frɛ ni na me kai wo so say clearly if it's about a drink a wonnom anopa awia anwumre anajo ahemachi amonya okekanya ahoden sonko a packed with vitamin B na okohwe de yehwe no Malta Guinness no na ahyenso de ba akwa fam say ye can say a bottle of water no proudly made in Ghana channel so ahyenso de fam no proudly made in Ghana na from Malta Guinness a can no and a bottle no na wetimato biribia onom no is revitalizing your taste now for your energy or quantum kusokra. It doesn't matter the time or the day or the hour or the annum. Yankasa on 0302 211 701 equals 4. Sami Machi Bedasi so of
Major so man commerce anti-predatory 2028 information minister.
Sami it is saying
Aboko na let me advance on what to say. Yo. Mami fe fidie so na menchia onabo plan champon over because we are nyankopon chira non council. My epia me ka say waka radio station TV station wo the move wa. And one na ma wo dan menchia you so first. Ma say no wa show our fresh no on kan. Na Ghana de yitinya mekwachia itibebo. Sabi yenya asema abeto fam kaka we de me come in say for ho enya samidian fi asemu yi wo. The best Abranton, a Yatumpi Napa, and not Domama Atipus Kakadiaman. Uchama Miaka fraud way. What can't fraud that? The what crap which is a British come what I than Yamama Ameno. Oku your mamma and Nimas, a coming quanka your mamma and Pamono. So the cement won't quan 1.5. Now I say when you scan the market, that's a medium fish work or not. To the main casa de dream, and then rally amount international also. Not China.
Yaya electrician. It is saying. Hello, Yaya. It is saying. Yaya electrician. Good morning. I'm to say. Unfortunately, Yaya NTA and Kawa. Yaya so Tim car. Good morning. Number Sabit Media Freddy.
Yeah, electrician.
Okay, I meet you. Hello, I meet you.
Among the Medical, Mamma Chow, Mamma Comna Santi, Medical Mamma Chow, na Wabwami Peme Bana, Miaquanya Kusku, Ubusua, or Yenia Mamcho. Among the Mamma Chow, my young for you on board, and our Kusi. Among the many person can say, Omampani, now no Yama Bibri, Mokaya, Yeditu Mampani, William say, Papa, what look at the Puku, Omokatre say, Umba Pukuno, Commodore 6,000, or mobile man can't pass him. Omanyini patient no me wo fati kubisi enura yeko agona suadru senior high okupia ne maami kupia 600 Ghana cedis the jesu fee omanyini ebeboaye yeta so nya kra omanyini balance o pasem bigiri se mo multimedia Ghana radio station bia ne TV station bia ni wa maka ho asem bebre because mo ka ho asem aboa Ghana timamni ene yehwe babia kudu omo baaye no different bia he no mo dia ba ho akase Ghana po ye be srem say NDC for dia panyin no Ghana po na kwanya o onti message ni din na wo hwe jisia na okana amanye ne jisia we business man say oye you we free ho na pipi ba se bia na fofo ba no yi fa timamni a amanye wakokra ogusia ba obanya titi wo sa oje onyama no wo be ye deja kokofo a wo di hunkuni because ya ni para oti wo no obahwe na djuma ho di djuma ho mfaso obenye na djuma ho no akotia amanye ni businessman nti e ba ni sa ye ho be kire ye be sere se ho no mo hwe ni ye na akoye
Me da CP mamene Dada Alex Mampon Dada Alex ni ana
e ba so anyo
hey when you brain waje brain free
e ja sam ti so unza ba bi Adom TV wo bi ana me ka ho za nti me hu se mo ta fa Mampon life na wo se me frɛ na me bɔ mo aba so o di kase amudi
yes da CP Dada Alex me pay you
ana kwa di me chao na ma bɔ mo aba so o di kase amudi na ma fa sa akwanya we se so aka se ye di da kokomu eno nti se di adomfo e di ato amansan tita video so amu obi ahu se di ekoso asante Mampon no ye bebo Nyankopon pa ye se obi ofi achichire ne benche ye bia e ba bia no Nyankopon mu no na wo fa no na pedro asumbi na yitimi nkra na na chi kra na yewia ye di abasobo na ma Adom TV po oman be da sipi Nyankopon sha no ko so nyamo
so you said that CP Benjamin good morning apom ti say
good morning oman bibia boko na so
oh nyame ade bibia boko
you oman dia me kan say yen asante hene so for to abakio autosumi no idea yaman kasa yaman yako say this year that's it say konso ifrim ya ti say enyakro na ya sempre for someone shena momo instead than 9 mi hunya e wo say we ya everything yakocha kusana bibia kama
Ike, good morning. Apom to say. Hello, Ike. Good morning. Apom to say.
Good morning, Oman Kona. Apom.
Nyame Adom boko.
There you go, Wasi. Oman Mpensenpensenmu agasi fama Ghana for nyina. Ba Oman yo mun shesa me din fe.
Ba cho Oma on so kakra bi mamia e be me de. Misreo, wadaro.
Ba jo temeka.
Yes, me tonka. Good.
Oman sami din fe ya de ma apa me dada. Ogwe ni masi. Sabi agrada otu agrada nyo bi ase yese mitika ono den ho dada ini beto abansama o kojina na radio station ni TV station sa o kan sama de fa ndi ho ni kwa se sama kwa nka wore ni pa de wit ma bende ni kwa se nka okoko yewu se ni mgwase kese pa omba out no pa Ghana for ni fi press for na cha that's it.
All right, that's it. But for the records era sameje mfia pacho ti making kaisa chopan because of our mo eka ehonsem no Mamema no achi apom ti say.
Adom.
All right, it's you.
Oman ana pemitia Adom TV ahwefonya. Kakra American dey on the nyua sami jemfiza oye. Na me mempere mbi say dey by public money no ye another no own money. Nti ya kan sembi ho de mia unlike the minority leader. Wabo police nyina so mo public ni nyina yen se ho hwe but ona me do esemi jemfinti we hu mo record nti bi so mi na ya kanda ma
na what's no o see minority leader en kan ho hwe sa na wo kan
say sisi awa e hu semi jemfinti na wa ba de gwa
ba wadaro ma semi jemfinti na wo wadwene wo ho ne de o yin
ne de me hu de wa kwacha onu po apologize yenje mnonka wa apologize yenje mnonka.
I see. Okay, so that's ne wa drink share the brain. That's CP. Hello, good morning. Apom to say.
Nyame Adom.
Okay, it's you.
But just am je via na me se me kan bi kakra. Ne mpesa me kan se Emize koban se dia na ebenu e ho se to aba. Ise na yini mi se niam bi koso. E wa banda dan mu enye. E na ma de to aba. E ma en gi se. Ba se sam je fi ba yi ono budget. E na dollars ye de ma no. Na se o che dollars bia. Na ke se Ghana no ye ni obi ani bi. E di zaman pani da Mahama obetu Kata Sia, and then almost more than just a agency. Obama who crowd and befa.
Okay, so on Sami Jemfi matters, and I think say Ebia now Munya Waya. He's been summoned by the Chief of Staff, Julius Deborah and Opawenti. That's the latest about beyond the apology or the abeto Ghana for enim. I'm in for friend you chat talk. Good morning, Apom to say. Hello, good morning, Apom to say. Okay, so you're missing say But the war friend and that's one much that China, Montimin friend, so no, more frat, Montimin Yaquan and more franchise. Na your first had him say, yeah, Danny Juan is now chairman of the cooker. No, no, problem charge them all. That was very nice. When you said you are an old person, but also a young man.
Oh,
let's have a minute free market. One back I from us doing that chairman, Mankwa. Anna, what you say, young, when you come up, I say, come on, you need your partner, that's right, that's right. Now we are there. And the last time I checked now, Unita, what call it Ghana, and maybe Biana.
Oh, yeah,
okay. But we be able to
Yaminado.
Party Shishagusu.
You go so.
We be able to come.
Hey.
I hear a lot of people talk about the 120 days and the Mahama and Onu no say and I'm also much as see a bomb and sema mondo sika semna mosi e ginano much as see no mo na mosi you know baby amponi that is as a result of certain world factors be I don't know it's worrying no
why I'm here
Dr. Bano
Dr. Bano this is the second time they be share
oh I see
come for motion well you see a journey of 1,000 miles is back with one step. At least 120 days. Sebibia and see cry. Me just say coast on there. And now coast on we die. We are operating on coast.
I'm operating.
The CCA who says Scarborough.
Yeah, I'm operating.
CCA who got $1 out on
our form. It's affecting my business.
Affecting CCA to me.
I want my business positively.
Exactly.
The only challenge I may say, finance minister can't brand MP before I know money as that. Price regulation. I will say, yeah, shall say it and your money. We are not sure of the stability of the dollar.
Oh, at least
that has been with us.
At least we had trend now. A few years back, the trend was going up because a lot of people lost money during when the trend was. If there's a little bit of relief in the ocean, so what was persona boat, a rock here, it do be me. Little bit of relief, but at least you get stabilized. Well, what I'm saying, I'm saying you're a bomb pie. You see, if you are skeptical, I say a bomb pie, ne engineer, ne obia no tono. But if you're a nation of skeptics, bibia want to criticize. Bibia ba happen no na ye. Me na me wan ka be ni sa, me na me wan mesa. It doesn't help us. What I say, I've been in the Forest Bureau business for a very long time, and I've seen this happen. A Forest Bureau operator, be a $1, be a 16 cedis. Friday, Monday, Obedman about 14. But if Obianim said that 14 is a best stabilizing for a long time, then I'll be your confidence to do your job. Until at least 120 days, BBR and Simpa. At least that is number one. That is very important. Number two, President Oshebo for 25 things are over here. So far, the client were about 20 of those things. The most outstanding one, I was a COVID tax, especially tax rationalization of post. So, Sydney Bafuma, I was saying certain taxes are. Amount for cry normal, but I could talk or UK and America for maybe $10,000. Also, when you card, they have afford card, or you see for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 1 year per hour, now about auction. Now, you are 3 times the price of how much you bought the car. I mean, it's not encouraging. What I say, these are the kind of things we have to be at least grateful that a government has come or taking the relevant steps to solve this problem. The major factor is youth unemployment. Sure, last week there was last week I know host here Akwesi. Because among for monam traffic our car a bad traffic jam, then they come closer to your car. Look at what they own mobile phone. No,
it's a major national security threat. It's increasing, and I don't know why.
Well, it's a major threat.
It's very important.
Why? Because these are idle hands.
Yeah.
Was something concrete doing. I don't think they will go on the street and attack innocent people, taking their bags and their mobile phone and the trauma. The bag maybe a very important documents. I feel all around very traumatic. The problem of unemployment is a national security. So any steps are able to, I'm saying that those steps must be sustainable. I don't want the gimmick, say, one day wonder, 2 day wonder, disappear, this time, lessons that we have learned, I would say these things should be sustainable.
Okay.
So resetting the country, we need to do something. Don't let us always
differently.
Don't let us always wallow in the past. Oh, if you are always wallowing,
that's the challenge now. I don't know how we're going to start that fresh.
We
page.
Shouldn't.
The difficulty is always making comparisons and equalization, and I would have done it better. And I'm not doing it right.
We are 63 years of 68 years of independence, right? And you compare other African countries, how they are moving steadily. Their politics is not like what. Well, look at the guy at Burkina Faso. He just came recently, and he's turned the country around because less politics. Well, I'm not asking for dictatorship, but we as Ghanaians,
the concept of your tour, baby, we are not politics.
We are not helping ourselves.
It's in our interest.
Well, we as Ghanaians, what do we want? Yeah. I mean, what do we want? No, when I was growing up, I didn't anticipate that at the embers of my life, we will go to a situation now. You can't even afford it. You have to call Dr. Bano. Doctor, can you give me 100 cedis, 200 cedis? The meaning that those who are calling you, if you look at their past, we shouldn't get to this stage. Yeah. We shouldn't get to this stage. We shouldn't get to this stage. I mean, my politics is above partisan politics. I want to see a Ghana that, look, you can walk to the hospital and be treated free. Other countries have done it. You know, Germany, if a poor person can be given air ambulance, a very poor person, he can look at the cost of air ambulance. But in Germany, regardless of your financial status, the government will put you in an air ambulance to go, because they have made their politics in such a way that the people matter first. It's not we the politicians, it's the people, the sovereign people of this country.
But mindset also plays a role, and it's going to be difficult I keep saying it's going to be difficult because 68 years, we have not really...
No, we haven't. Attitude, mindset. Look, you leave this country, the Uko baby, Dubai, for instance. No auto ice cream, no wood there. We rappers more.
What do you show bottom?
What do you show bottom? The nearest, they put it inside. Ghana, don't go window, now what watching. I mean, what kind of human beings are we?
Okay, so we'll come back to that conversation, but help me. Just your opinion on this matter. I thought it was not even a matter for us to look at, but it's turning into a different thing. Once the Chief of Staff is my good friend. What is your opinion on that, on Sammy Jemfi's issue?
You see, I saw that training yesterday when I was in Kumasi. My first reaction was that close your door, close your car door, whatever, get an envelope, put it inside, and give the person. Because these days, with these mobile phones around,
somebody's even somewhere you have no idea.
If you sat like a cracker,
you have no idea.
You have no idea. So I agree that was an act of indiscretion. But the young man has come to apologize. That made me have a setback. That if the posturing was something different, then, but his posturing that I have shown remorse. I was doing something out of kindness, without any malice. Unfortunately, the good people of Ghana this time have set up a higher standard for politicians. So that if you give $200 in the street as a politician, people hold you accountable. And that is good. It means there's participatory democracy. Ghanaian people are now, that's what I'm saying, Ghanaians are now discerning. Previously, politicians come and within a few couple of years or months, you see them opulent life. And people will say then, those after also want to emulate your example. So you go back to the constituencies. When there's constituency elections, what do you see? People train out money, dollar money, because they know that when we go up there, there's some gravy there that we have to go and take. But the idea is Kobwa, Abino, or country is not in their mind.
Okay.
Because we have shown them about more V8, about more 50,000 accommodation, about more which in other jurisdictions, no government does that. But I don't know why we in Ghana here, we decided to go to that part. So, for me, once he has shown remorse, and I'm happy that the criticism came from NDC people themselves. NDC people, we had on our platforms, on various NDC platforms, the NDC people themselves, apart from the nation, people showing their anger, the NDC people themselves have also shown an anger. And that has convinced the chief of staff, inviting him this morning to come and explain his action. But this is coming on the cocktails of the code of conduct,
exactly,
with the government, with the president launched. So you are caught in a web. Well, you are caught in a web. You were giving, you are not taking. If you are taking, you will say it's bribery. But you were rather showing some generosity, which has backfired. But the impulse, a little bit of indiscretion. But this is a good man. And Sammy has been helping a lot of people. People go to him for school fees. People go to him for, because of where he is, where he's positioned. All of us have gone through this. Look, your core function, the amount of people who chase you. One man no cry up on the next time, he forgets that he came to you previously. So that's the culture. And all this is because of what? Poverty. Part of it, yes, because of poverty.
So politicians need to work.
Yeah, that's
work hard.
Yeah, yes, a lot of
to
poverty.
Ease that thing.
Oh, because of this, because I when I was in UK, I was a member of the Labour Party when I was going to school there. I didn't see members of the Labour Party or whatever, when there's campaign, following their MP to collect money from me. They rather contribute to get the MP there. And so they have a stake on the MP. That's why they are able to change you when you are not doing well.
I pray we get this.
Oh, and so our culture has been...
In our case,
the culture has been so... I don't know how, maybe our traditional culture are metamorphosed into politics. Well,
very, very unfortunate.
So any politician now must be very careful. Any government appointee now must be very careful. So now it gives them even opportunity. If somebody asks you for money, you tell me Nibi. Oh, me Nibi. Because
it's not a matter of Nibi. What do you want to come Nibi? You new.
I know,
it's a matter of
I'm
demonstrating.
But I'm saying,
you suggested something.
Yeah.
That what is wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, madam, just be in my car. You understand?
I know. I mean, Obiana experience.
Yeah,
what I say. But to the larger public, now no government appointee or will stand in public. And start dishing money. Nobody. Oh, if you are smart, if Dr. Bano is my peer, who they call Dr. Bano, it's a who they call Dr. Bano. So Dr. Bano no turn the car no to the car. And then what you say. So these are things that is shaping our political front.
Good.
Very important that these things happen to shape our political culture.
Doc, Akwaba. Mugusu tre ye ma me ne papa no ne ye nuamba no mugusu tre ade kan. Education is key. Good. Yeah, that's it for that aspect. Now, more center no so mati saying.
Oh,
money CDM no.
Yeah, IERPP. Institute of Economic Research and Public Policy.
Okay.
CDM is a different group.
Okay.
Me can almost stories. Also, I
see. I've seen some more issue statement.
Yeah.
Remember, so Chairman, I disagree. the initial commentary when I read point by point, the more can
okay.
But you are a young man. Your colleague, young person in the political field, no. I said what trendy. I said that can we start overlooking or giving punishment internally to serve as a deterrent so that as we move on, no. Because my fear is that if you are not careful, sir, akwenya especially ma emabunu no. So you could use inexperience, immaturity, na akwa affected. But emabunu, omo sharp, more energy no. So I say, what do you think of this situation, Abba? You know.
Am I in the middle? I'm son of a mate share with you for omo share nyina no omo ahwefo nyina echi omo mechia eye me followers so omo share me no pay na mechia me papa chairman adikoka me say there's a second time senior kind of share ha me say ye meeting was it December or January yeah mo back yeah share am I in asema ye kan no wo ho ya ne say o enye bada hwe na adentina yehwe omahene ohun say broni fra bibi precedence which is very very key na yeka precedence asema yete ha na yaye maami bi a ye frɛ no maami Cecilia Adapa in fact me akra metehe ne ya me kyerade wosu apon mi me hyase se mete maami ni din no sebi na afina na me wo be yese SS and I'm telling maami no edi dwuma wabobra she has over 30 years of life experience and working experience why dwuma in reputable organizations why dwuma baby bebre na maami ya yenka bi nhyem no no sorry call police station so misika ayira efimifi we are talking about someone who has worked over 30 years in government and in private sector. Ghana for say abra waye abra sa abre na wokoka ye complaints we are wie ne sika na oye abadwumani ni di e wo so otumi di ne breto so on fa ne breto so mampanyi etumi sake no na ye nhwehwemu
opposed to mango na oye doctor
eba some ka some ne ba because say enye se maame no afa abansika na say yakoye forensic audit ama na be che say abansika ayira but the fact say o hold the public office in intino ye hu say eye maame no edi ne di breto ho e ma ebe ye hu niame example precedence number 2 just recently under the NDC government yewura omampanyi John Dramani Mahama His Excellency say or reset Ghana intino ye maame bia emi say oye role model ma meburu bebre ne ema tutru ye friend no eye on ye the chief justice and ye chief justice until recently justice Tekono omampanyi say per document and krata ye kan no yes we tu kwan ema sa privileges no yes simple say she is not entitled and say debut she's entitled but minwie ya ye kan asem ya me share the video me share no sa show no ewo we show ya sometimes no asempa so minwie say same jamfi say maame ne the dollar akwa to ade nti won ti bi deficit Ghana high dollar ye ni wo ha ye sidi ne yedi te ye de no maame ne the dollar ekoto ade na senka Ghana ye ne manya nka obisa eye miami nua obi na obisa na sa question no enti enope misibi enunti no president you right so best suspend maame no na watena nchen one of the cases the NDC and Sami Jemfi in particular raise against chief justice wakotena fi FNS Tekono na no pe mi bisa mi nua Sami Jemfi so hwemia bi bisa ne say maame agrada asre ne sika no Ghana ha yedi dollar wa ha na so si agrada ye ni dia let's even assume without admitting say agrada ye ni dia and was srenadea Ghana ha yedi dollar enti ye den wotena ne kamu wantumi anya cedi na wo kan dollar wa na ma ni hwemfinim say ye fa ni nyina ma me susu enkan Ghana ha yedi dollars wa hana na government appointee ya waba bemu in less than 120 days wonama dollar enegu kamu I can only imagine the sack full of dollars under his pillow and bed.
Imagination.
Yes.
That's imagination.
Based on what I have seen.
So
now,
let's be fair.
I am being fair to him. I am being fair to, you see, His Excellency the President, oye nyina ma mpenyi. Or say or no there, based on examples here, the president am the Maui. During his campaign, or say Ghana for one and also no there. Ghana for two abamano. That's what by way of mpenyi. Oh man a pam for whether minister, whether CEO, whoever you are, as far as or no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and you would there. Your friend is said vulgar opulence lifestyle, and the all entertain one a baby. Inti pape and Nina watch your crowd. And will launch the friend is a code of conduct for his appointees. The just papa at the cooker will be a meeting on our CB. Now, my main control a 6 points. Now, me kind of 5th point natural. And yet the code of conduct. The code of conduct no while launch keke. Or can't the woman who may share one way and a pound for you na Emma Omote. Where ye before and sana Sami Jenfiko kind dollars ewa bonting. That the 5th point no say. As she way code of conduct His Excellency the President of Ghana and they catch a pound for. And ye me Dr. Bano Nameka. Or say, as she opulence and be accountable for the use of public funds.
What's opulent about what he has demonstrated? It's just somebody at a funeral who meets a friend and an admirer, whichever way you put it. And then the person is requesting for, because I am putting myself, saying, because you beat me back. Now, my Johnson 500, my Johnson 1,000.
But also, what Johnson is saying?
$500.
$500.
Debbie.
Okay.
$500.
Ghana cedis.
Ghana cedis. So, why are we not considering to say maybe a certain exuberance in a bar system?
Question me beside say. It's Ben His Excellency the President. Any idea was eschew opulence. That is what we should also be interested in to look at.
Well, no problem. But I'm saying that in the midst of this opulence, you are doctor. In all humility, I'm sure when this appears before you, your raw the crowd will be punished, be measured because a lot of factors. Among the factors, the call for suspension or sack. It's not too high a call.
It's not too high a call. You see, we've reached a stage as a country, we need to set example for others to emulate. President Ntume Mekase, he's resetting Ghana into Attorney General, should go for his opponents. One in the past, exhibited some form of opulence. Attorney General should go for them. Now, on one kasanifi. On one kasanifi, Nema exhibit opulence. Now, they say, "Omo yem quarantine, yem fancy omo."
So, but a better definition of your understanding of that opulence library, because oyi $1,000 or $2,000 or whatever, Emma, the said lady in a money afidie that bra bono asesa preoccupena na say.
Amahine, yeti hey. Sami Jenfi minimum. In fact, we need share our Metro TV. Can you tell me for once, during the period Sami Jenfi stayed in opposition, being the leader of the opposition's communication team, you ever saw Sami Jenfi say, Oche will be dollar?
That one, you cannot also vouch for that. Maybe you are not privy to. Because of any statement, also catch yourself, Sir, is soon by a year, Nyoma, or the chair, Adia, or the channel. We know about Cocodia, but ain't seen the coin. So because I saw doy and
question I mean Bisane said, who is orchard dollar?
Other must mean who you don't chess on yet.
Into no orchard dollars.
Say me who ya and no chess and not
and I made it no orchard dollar. No one shed dollars. Maybe me who is orchard dollar. Now you see the Emma as someone I yet 10 crowns say me a cities and a man called they chamamena enka and hame. Now dollar now what they chamamenu a young man, a wow, now a young man, or me the minimum fee, Messiah, but I can't determine his age from looking at his face. I was young man. Young man will be says go to me rather care man, Sika what $3 bundle. No, me point at me making it say, says he can own your fee here. Now, how many dollars and what will the fee? And only as some maybe, sir. Every say, yet here, man. Yet didn't kaka say, Ghana ha. Wa wo ton adie mpo no untumi nton no in dollar. Aya baimra. the BOG eyembra edaho se udi dwa untumi nton saa de no in dollar.
What is your expectation? Normal we usually say as a president and chief of staff wedding and then as a party beyond the apology no if we say any quasi see or
media me free say e was say papa no odi na dwumadi etofom na the special prosecutor office of the special prosecutor
doctor
a launch investigation into the young man na ye wo say papa obedi 120 days e bia sika bi afri baby ba ne botum eno nti na amenatumi enya dollars a o che ewa bonten. Say special prosecutor launch investigation into Pape. Na say oba abonte say no so a minini ni asem.
Okay.
But send ye emrane tie ne de. Ye nhwem say oh, wadi mfie aduonu no akobọ kro no obi ade aduasa. Enti de ade aduasa ne de wanyi ye mfa ne ntum. Na de wadi aduonu ne de nam say oso ne tie nya no nko. Say ye sa de a na as a country no we are not setting good example. Now in fact, say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or to me set an example of his own appointee and no be Ghana for do na nya rehemu wonu mu say papa or ye bema na senia o kan ye no wo de ose ayoyo.
All right, Dean, Faculty of Accounting and Finance, UPSA, Professor Boedi Swabeka is a prof. Akwaba.
Oh my, me just so.
Now say me monitor interviews are Joy FM. Me di wachipa. Oh, I think you are becoming very controversial. Oh, any part of dona I say aban bo modern petrol nko sika ni gina ho. Ubo hu anadok so de year. Also the interment mean how they say usika sem nkuntabu na ya wo ye no. Because ho na wo specialty wo. It manya careful na otwe bana data no ofem say. That's good boko there.
Oh my, so for OSP no we pass. Also monitor me. Hey serious.
But you be boko.
Na me adom boko.
Good.
Na me chairman ya so.
Prof, you remember the 120-day assurance. Me as a businessman, I think government is doing well with the CD dollar. Oh, the field no. Ebiana who be a hint. We have been monitoring the Asian markets and what is happening around the world. Number said no a war is so. But maybe just an input of what has happened, especially the Amana Didi say after the president launching the code of conduct for Ninko for no. And whether whatever. I can't believe this is happening to Americans, honestly. Inti. Na me ni se me judge na make us with me twim hu free san komo we ba. Me mo judge fu fu.
We are person of interest.
Yeah, almost kind of cry.
The way I want you say, well, we got dollar be
straight away governance. Osha sa anamoto we. So be na.
Eye na esi me che wati for no helpful so be. Me sa me che also. Aseme aboy pusa. Na bo ne be ka se yendi efi asem. Era atames onyan be kono kan se di efi asem. But okaso di ebia odi efi asem a won hwa dakro na won ka se di wasem. So say utimi bisa on kakra se e ba ne sen. It's Saturday na GM Music Award. Ekos. Our music say who is the artist of the year?
Guy between you.
Oh, so bre.
And I say no.
No, o my.
No, ya di na the way what you remember Jema de go King oh so King
Paluta.
David then King Paluta. Oh.
Guy. Ade a wo kanya.
Oh, guy Brisla. Na
o siki help.
David only them am kasa. O say Sami je fiasa be kata za ma bre.
Ah, okay. Oh. Hey, about for the
Who's a ma bre? Asimu be
kata. Promise. Came promise. Yeah.
Say ke bi ani kroma. Asimu ama kan won say ka o. I feel for help. Sana first me can say Asimu be twa mu no. Akata no be so. Even the 120 days by this administration, no one can be kind. I was think a trendy. If it this week on, yeah, your man penny be kind be. So achieve 70%. So yeah, then be. I think it all you. But on my say you can't say on my way ma a hajing. In Kasim Kenya say. In fact, explanation de buy and ka message anything ko kasa kra
Crata or Troy.
yeah asem o sen ko to no boase no tie the media na ka na this week say Saturday ya naka na o twa betwam no o hwese ne emotions na se for con ansa na o de bia betudwa yen hwe asem esi obi na so call na minim de esi ena obi so mamisika ena o se twen kakra me chiro bibi no run it
no bosika tu
say you can't kasa bi wo say northern language me refi say ohia ni wura dem a eden odeba on fa hwe mo ohia ni bufu no wura dem a oni hwe skani wura dem o de scan eba to run it come no say who sika egum no aso Americans honorable mami sika ne ka de wo no bebre ne wo ho bebre no mami bie
the crow was also the crow in the family.
You just look at content analysis. No room. So try kakra. No copy just ka buy. Na so kind to sikana or kinda. Any city so. Dollars so. Pa. We are now manage. No sa catch and for say most of mon ko na mon ko jimo dia. Ma jimi dia wi. Agrada o de asembo kro mu. Agrada. O de asembo. No je ne dia. Na yen fanto to nsem asi nansen. A whole third in command of this country. Say mampani ni ho. Ana ho ampo biem ni ho.
A vice president.
Any ho na se for. I say only person I say
Speaker.
Speaker and then the Chief Justice.
So the
fourth in command.
You say on court fee. Adan o share president kwan bi so wan hwe ni year. Nso ma ba to dwa no. Nti na ni o de share president no anko year. Wotu kwan akwabro na ne a okoye no na busua o so. Hwe sansen wenti. The fourth in command so on court fee. Then you see fee asem. Asem say you see bi film. Then you see fee asem. Say in some sisia oman na ye kasa ye futu say ye beka kasa kasa pa say to bia because on say niama e hwi kakra ye na enua be ma na kekan ye fa obi de esi ye ho internet so sa ko hwemu a upon the same measurement de ma obi na sa na ko beto in fact the we court no NDC for ankasa ebufu abrantie no
NDC
members no what social media they are social media followers bloggers as for because any power work row we mu ebre no a display like this a shabufu when you see this with dollar na see ehwe sansensem ya ama wiase on be sere dollar no bro onye bia oche na mame aso be kan kwa na me kasa nkene se mia no kasa because I will explain say ade a wo ye dadaada enu ni we na de bia ya wo ye adoye na wo ye enu kware se wi ase me omai enua Ken some time ago the quote to be okay say teacher for there on man baby and professor I'm so tired as well okay UPS a professor on man baby and worry because he nisika he am paso akatu ya wasoro na say o bre na unya sidisa o mai o chekra o dwen ho ye so you be a wa bre omoja ni wa ye adwuma den kese Oko anajo ewia okoba na unya even dodo sese
mo twim dodo because it was kasam comedy mo twim we ni ma manipa no oil bi e woni mu bia fi ni pedua dem
ya hwane o ma hwane chi no me fa measurement bia fa ntwi se nkomo na obisa na me ka bi
meti dem pese ne krakra no yenye de yenfa nya futu yenfa nya hwoso de ana yenfa asotwe ma no emu de we
Mrantie aba yewura omampane yiwom no. My mistress someone shin here. The ban we be shifo. Asameto afuto. Se Mrantie na wasa ban we mo no. Ayamom dibre who have to set as examples to other young people. So bro my mo yema to me yema enumuche wonu nyama. I was say show me here. See anhwe sa Mrantie here aban we will go down with these people.
Chama bini so come you and ko come so there. Ko chama ni wakaza obako utufu okukwa mu. Because minu ina enti no. Enti ananu ebiti kra. Enti it's just an unfortunate situation. I think the NDC will have to revise its notes quickly and know how to go about this situation. Doc, stability of the city. Walk us through whether it is real or emu kakra.
That's it. My conclusion, I'm going to say, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana.
Doctor, the President can be brave.
Me conclude, me carry. A very, very important two-way fuel. I say, His Excellency will do a man penny that yet we nothing will be do a man penny. Now, maybe me who say, where I mean, 2 upon America, so maybe when he say, I dear Bakunte, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Saba Bim, say he wants to leave a legacy. They say in his first term or no, Ghana for be brain, said your friend is a legacy, no. He didn't leave anything. There were even flyers a bible near Tro, Yura Kofo, the legacy. Near Tro, Yura Ivan Satamis when your baby con a legacy. Na ye wura kufuado na anu yakra wo si for me ni atro ne legacy ba wo dru ye wura John Dramani Mahama ne first term legacy a ne ye de a cartoon ato hono intermediate me catch o man panyi say to protect his own legacy nti anya hwe kura no onya bibi ne hu sese eba eye katahye ene proya eyade a His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on so at least that could be his legacy nti saasem we no mane mfa ne jeje because me hu se Transparency International me hu so my issue statement on this asemia ye kan ya eno da nwumre I've seen the statement ebia you must look for it and read it nti eya asema e daga no fo be brakoma so ti I am urging the president said he should act on it. I
think me prof Dr. Bano. You are comparing apples to oranges. Oh, nipa no yes say wa boko. Yes say Doctor Professor Ike or say there no bargain. You haven't determined how much is in the bag to draw that conclusion. President because Mima will feel day because them maybe I train I had the kakra. Say that's what I'm saying. Let us tread cautious. Oh, ABBN. Yama President Mahama Onankasa or assess the situation. Now, taking it. Don't let us start pressure. Don't know what you're Irabi, your friends, Hannah, and your friend. Sir Abdulkuma. Again, now.
No, do come over.
Oh, do come over. $1 million. After all, no, it's going forward in the years. On the point now, no kind. But what happened subsequently to people? They move. You who's got one moon pass here. You know what to go that route. Let us take it. I make her say a little bit of indiscretion. I want to insist on that. Also accept it. Says it was the indiscretion. It gives you a lesson. A prof kind. The young boys are more bad. I've said it here several. Who can I say? First of all, we say we share 3-piece suit. In that, we say 3-piece suit now, but should be at least I'm sorry. As small kind, so it's too early to wear 3-piece suit. It is too early to be seen driving some Porsche cars.
I know my new car. The $80 film, no. o say say me papa ka yanko dollar
almost a renter tell me on go rent
me be your man nya some information fee
it's a wake up call.
Yeah, wake up.
Prof, a teacher for the 8 million rent saka. So
the stability of the dollar.
So stability of, and this is a political analysis. There are about 4 factors and ama sidino ahode no ejina. Na Mr. Jeffrey na 4 factors no 2 mienu external and na mienu internal and as we can say domestic. Na main consensus be say so wo be kaya abanda da ni twemu no na na Akufo-Addo ne Bawumia aban no in 2022 Ghana ko sika hiemu a edru bebi no na yen sidi no ahode ne dollar no na mi say late between September to October no ise na sidi no ahode no ewo from pam nti abanda da twemu the idea bi ba say yenye de friend say domestic gold purchasing program na main mu say a different from a gold for oil. There's a domestic gold purchasing program and then there's the gold for oil. They are 2 different things. Now domestic purchase program let me say in prebibre no aya na ye kra ni ma bibre bagan na me say oil particular fango ay digu car mu ye digu plant money ade na sa fango ni edi dollar ni bibre na wo hwe ejama so a amay omoton sa fango ni enya dollar no kwa no moje ebitumi to me gold any one of the I don't need the gold for oil no dey no na the gold purchasing program no dey no enchire mu no ne say wo hwe ye Ghana ha na yen reserve I friend say gross international reserve jedo na fa na GR no baby yenye sika dodo na afi pa no ma hene dey di nkan yen exports ye koton ye cocoa ye koton ye gold ye koton ye oil ye ton ye timber bauxite manganese sa enuomen no the forex bre ho na aban nya bi na odi bi ma odi ma central bank say tuam in most cases na call central bank no na odi bi to as reserve ne etosumienu FDI the foreign direct investment one na wo person odu musika ebehye businesses mu one so person wo to aban instrument to say bonds to say treasury bills no so wo hwra mana na ba aya wo the dollars and na eba beto fi say wo the dollar na ba besesa na kosi dis ansa na otumi dia to sa ade ti eno so bia Ghana nya forex free and na the etoso mi ensa o man hene remittances Ghana for mo wa ma no ne o mo disika ebefie eno so ye major source of forex emaye na oman hene wo hwe ya de ntia memema abakosim ni sese wo hwe data ni mu a FDI between 2022 to 2024 FDI to sub-Saharan Africa has reduced by about 56%. Idinka Sagana nenka afibia yenye bia 1 billion any free abrofo mpeso mudu musika be Ghana mu a eswat be yes almost be yes 500 million. Extra we say o hwe FDI nko an se o de benya forex a wan hwe obedu dokono kwa. Another source and say eno de enshada confirm remittances so mo di sikaba. Now another major source out of the 3 and 2 and a problem exports. Ebre bia edwaman so no ma ye ton wo ho no ne bo be kofom ana say the prices no be kofom no sika dodo anka unya no eso ete. Enti eno so between post COVID ni Russian Ukraine war no eno so be ha Ghana ma na ye sika dodo ni nya na ni nya enti eno ntina ma banda na bom say ne ye mfa de friends domestic gold purchase program no kire say gold de ye tu no Ghana here especially small medium scale enterprise o mutu gold no ne ye mfa se di entomfi yo mo ho ne ye mfa nsie na se koba se ye reserve ya me ma example se atiko from na fe ye nya enu bi emfa hu system no fi se ne bia ne dipa dodo na epe dollar akokra ne ma enso ne bia dipa dodo na epe no chain dollar dodo na ho na ene gold de bia ne bo okosoro ene ya ye kasa dollar ho de ya chia ba for me wo international market gold na almost be $3,000 ekosoro baba na ye sa gold yakonane ana yakoton ni enya dollar ni bebre ni e da ba beta yi sika enti eno no ye nti wo hwa Bank of Ghana na de data bi ba mi se bosumi ya na asat 2022 near total gold reserves are buying one about 8.7 metric tons. By December 2024, near almost 30 something metric tons. HSA Abua. A BMC is a reserve year, so Tama NDC, MPP are buying economy. Now reserve on a move Akujuno 8.79 billion dollars. Let me say anano Bank of Ghana secretary for Dr. Siama on one because yes, the BOG has enough reserves. But the truth is another crew when say sa reserves in go do make any reserves sebi you NDC ababe tresu no ya build. Ade a omo be inherit ye. Nti eno ya ade ba ko aboa. Na me ko external na enoma mi no. The din kan the trade war Donald Trump and China eko. Na me say Trump and san obe Paul Mampenyi no o kan sembi na me say Ghana for do na pay attention. Trump say and san obe Paul Mampenyi for the second term the you know. O say adekudie ntia ewiase mai bebre na kodidwa anase koto nneoma wo China ne say China sika no elfo. So what is cedi ape China sika? Once the sabe to send your cedi ape dollar. Into a say in Brofon was a China for manipulating or currency no. Senka omu flow to her to send the float manage na. So Germany demand a supplier. Inka China sikana ho den be cost room and ka wo pe China sikana. Obese sabe indika e many padodo na anye so ba kotonyo ma wo China. But now say China for manipulating or currency no. E mo musika na yefo. E no kan bi nti na wiase nyina obi ya kodidwa wo China. Into no do sabe yo mampanyi bi ma. Ono so be hese America dollar no so be yefo. In other words, no dollar na aho de beti aba fom. Enti se wo per dollar ti se si ade ye Kenya. Wo ti kitu e bi benya dollar enti when you so be call China kotonyo me na wo be call America no akwa akodijo. One of the things that Donald Trump kan ho asem. Na no no obefu akonya na ogusu a wo ye. And for Trump, they are not a deliberate policy or pursue. Say, obey boost to exports in the US because no matter for the Paddo na babeto. To say, what the dollar against major currencies as at March, April. Now dollar no more than that tiaba form about 2%. Just that period. Actually, will say dollar na more than that tiaba form. Now, on my the second point I'm making in today's Namika say external is and now say dollar na ho de atiaba fom no enti sika dwadifo a na sabio omo wo avrehemu o dollar na nka dodo na akra to America dollar edisie ana odisi onkotokom se o dollar de na ho de bekosoro ti se edisie kotokom ne edisie yididwe ebenya mfaso no broni beka ne say they are losing confidence in the American dollar. Enti okan a Financial Times the report to be e by NCBA or say amount be brena wodidwa are losing confidence in the US dollar and 20 no sa dollar dodo na omo pe ne sa bi eno so ntina ma sa nipa dodo na ese omo de omo ho ode and omo ni da so kwakoto gold so eno kan bin ama gold bo eyeden akosoro. And it says, external factors play, not domestic factors play. Now you have enough reserves abroad for to prop up our currency there. And given the reserves you gold that you want, gold reserves you want. Some you may end etumi abuentia and na ye kase sidino ahodeno etumi abegina senior etie. Now obisa question be say, is this artificial and answer is it natural? Now eno de omahene time will tell. I didn't think I make us a time will tell. Time will tell because your reserves is depletable. Some can say over about 9 billion. And you will go to about the equivalent of about $6 billion in dollars. So far, 31 metric tons now. Into what can you know over 15 billion in terms of reserve. Na sa reserve you say wudi na say ebi mehemu dia e bedru briebe no say demand no nipa dodo na pe dollar na edo so che dollar dodo ho a na wunya reserve no bi mfa beguma ebo no be sha ase apagya enti eno so ade ba ko a make say e wo se yetumi hwe ni ye enti whether say ebeye permanent and say ebeye transient no ebe depend yen reserve no senia ye be accumulate no as much as say dey profit the currency ebi amuso ye the external factor. Say Donald Trump say na me kan news bi ye say Donald Trump eno da enumre China tariffs na ode call friend say 145% no was so what the about 30%. China so dia omoso e de call ohanchichemu ayino omoso ehwan so kakra se ekoba se saade e be koso na se saa trade way nso e be free ho akode a e be ma investors so no so asabenya awrechemu wo dollar ni mu na so mo benya de na se dollar na ho ode nso be se e be sa akosoro enti a mix of external and domestic factors enti se sesi na ho ode no be gina na so anase enyina so no ebre and a battery. Okay, so you better ask one, you better try one, but quickly. When we are back, Chairman Adekoka and a Professor Bwedi, that's what your main input. Bompire and any inquire papa because when it's stable, the beer for Sidia, now only dollar and a PM so say, come. Yeah, come in a minute, you must try and come on as well. All right, so as I said, Dr. Frank Bano, Honorable Japan Shortchell, also he disagrees with your submissions. Honorable Kennedy Japan. Also, near he no disagree. Also, it is not the gold for oil, no, but the loss of trust in the dollar, no. And our stability. Set me make all those points. He made all those. Yes, me said confidence. Confidence, no. Investors who dollar no normal lose. Every other form, and no, me kind no. Okay. Yeah, and I man can go. Me say gold purchasing program, and then the reserves, and you gold for oil. That okay. All right. In TNS, there was a confusion there. Let me clarify it for him. Okay, thank you. Well, okay, Japan. Good morning. I understand. So also call. Oh yeah, the Central University. Good morning to you. Chairman, yeah. Oma Professor Akase you and no Akasa. Professor also the Hebrew nebeti
Dr. Bano, on 3 conditions. Yeah. I'm a dollar no above. Even though I agree.
What this school are you sure chair Ken? No chair professor.
That's right. Me boys school. The bottom line is that this government first and foremost, or control expenditure. Oh, I did my currency. I go out of line. Apart from all that, if internally,
we check your one. There's a certain discipline.
Exactly. If internally you don't check yourself and you go spending, you're going to have crisis. You can see that in the last 120 days, the government has put, even its budget, it has put a lid on unnecessary expenditure. What has here, and that has also the steps that we took, there's a little bit of stability in the system. It spoke about export. If you recall, just about during last week, the president formed a committee, Ghana Export Development Authority, so on which he himself is in charge. Over the years, what have we been doing to ourselves? You imported toothpick. Now, our bamboo trees were high. Even when they were toothpick. Our country is predominantly import-oriented. What I say? And that is what causes our currency to be, because I've been in the business for a long time. Obia pedole go to ya, in normal even with China. Or they don't look for the Chinese yuan to go and do business. What I say? So, what he said that the Chinese are manipulating the system. You know? People don't normally even go for Chinese currencies to do that. Everybody goes for the dollar. So if you are able to increase our export, and increase our export means that we must add value. What we do all over the years is to raw materials, cocoa, even oil, all these things. We don't add value to them. When we add value to them, we can get certain derivatives. Able to acquire another source of income. Oh, so we need to look at this import problem. We can at Nagana, it will import rice to almost $600 million. Wabia was asking, I don't know where Doctor and Prof are coming from, but when you travel to there, where you see vast acres of land.
But that's what we keep saying, but we have not deliberately made that effort.
That is what I'm saying, that we should start.
Because I remember Nana Ekufuado some 7 or 6 years back, Prof. Minimisamuka, that particular Christmas, the president was conscious about ensuring local rice consumption. Even donation to all manner of, was local rice.
No, actually, Abanibo, President Kufuor, he did something like that, say, or curtail import of rice. Within 20, the cartel The cartel put pressure on him, then he relented. You know, JMO. So the important thing is that if you are able to add value to our so-called rice, Ghana for perfume rice. In the way, perfume good rice
yeah, because Paul raised a very critical point. Say, yeah, I'm deliberate about your politics. I remember your broiler project. This same cartel, for lack of better word, yours was 60-40, where importation of 60,
that's right,
and then local patronage was 40. Yeah, maybe actually, they are funding political parties. So. So that's what I'm saying. That if we don't, if there's no paradigm shift, like my brothers are saying here, we come back. Some common, we all know what to do. China that we are going today. When I was growing, I saw them going rising, paddy rice in water, and with their hat on. And today, no, China. That time, no, the Chinese books in school. So most of them were living in villages. Now you go to China and the whole place is developed. Almost and then for some of them, so there must be a conscious effort to change, have a paradigm shift. And the paradigm shift that we also must start at least agriculture, industrialization, if not for export to crown, for local consumption, so that to reduce the burden on the dollar, the city dollar. So this is. The four factors, I think they are okay, but the bottom line is that we ourselves here, what are we going to do to sustain it? Because if the system are okay, if all of a sudden Trump and the Chinese come to agree that okay, let everything be equilibrium, then it means that we will start suffering. But I've always had a suggestion, the Professor Bodi Bekana, Dr. Barna Chamadekoka. Now we need to also manage our taste. Inti nyoma ifra manone ba key ones eye emo ye de tuo kese atoso because ensuo kura no ene ye kraba ye de tuo kese atoso just to take that into because of famu ba ko ba ko na 2000. The number of people who patronize locally so beti once we ensure that the local products na kasa
and then they here local product. Why don't you, because systems that we use the refining or more rising. The equipment are there. Why don't we get those here so that we make sure our local rice get to the standard of what we are importing?
Okay, Chairman, Professor Bwendi, this makes you a professor. Use 4.5 minutes to sum up for us at the appropriate time. We'll get enough time. Why? Yes. Yeah, no problem.
Let say, sa exchange rate ho asemi e da bro ya ho de bia bro ho aka se ho be brave adwen e call form na ye den ba so na ye den the solution be na be fa o ma be sha say December 2023 na o my exchange rate na ya call 11%, 11 cedis, $1 to cedi, and the exchange rate near saying Bank of Ghana, I'm sure 13% or something. You call 11 da somewhere December 2023. You call Safi Ghana be down. Actual rate na I can't answer no. O my say I say nso ayeto. Nso na talk esia nkrofo we benefit. And toso a nkrofo fi so benefit. Sa na ehye na koye. So e costra omo kokra eniema fi amana no e de ba no. Okofa sidi ni bebre. O sande akonte ne ho chi no. E ko forms no ni odi enyoma so ko amana ne kokoton no. Ne revenue or the basilis a e ko form. Bojo ni so ton ne ma no so no. E sisa so a ne odi dollar ana ofa ne ma ye link to dollar no. Ne ho chi no. New local ones ayana ahoden hye danye bebresa ya hwe no awie no yemi say ho say Ghana no ye bobre te say omanya ye consume more than we produce omanya ye import more than yes. Two characteristics of this country. We consume more than we produce. We import more than we export. What do you expect? Now, gains are by your studio. Now, Branch Bako, you're the topics I'm a kind you be discuss. Room also yanka dollar sell. Yanka dollar sell. Dollar na ko yanka ho sell. Or the topic na ba. In tobacco demonstration, I'm at the whole Ghana and who said dollar no. A sign school beer. Omo ko school amano ne Harvard year no man timi anso dollar no ho asem. Na ko school Ghana no. Ono watimi o MPH Ghana ono oma dollar no. Akofum. Na so we kan ya no. To ko school amano me say enye. We going to mean solution to the dollar. Enye no ho asem na ye discuss say. But on my over the period near Governor of Bank of Ghana or them some ba koko Ghana work or say dollar na echo from the city resurgence no enyoma enai ono anu muto na Dubai one eye your friend saying gold price no echo so German so 2 $490 million dollars are IMF for no e dey amanye no 3 eye weak dollar no and now subsidy. One can't anything about homegrown policies. Amma Sadi.
So in effect, the stability is not guaranteed.
No.
Yeah, that's what you are saying. Sir,
yeah.
If there's no
time will determine whether it will be like I explained.
Like Prof is saying,
yeah.
If internally,
you
can't export import, and that is what has bedeviled this country for. That's when you go back to history. When Nkrumah became president, what did he do? He tried to have import substitution, making sure that one went to school wearing khaki. Khaki was made here. One went to school wearing butter shoes. Trunks at the school here. He said, "Me will be."
Oh my, 4 minutes not the back on. What's the do champo? They don't know one hour.
My tactical.
Oh my, you're a penny casami to me casami. Oh, they do a champo. No. It's on my and you want me saying first one was it good not the kind because by BOG no on no control exchange rate Minister of Finance or control revenue expenditure and debt management to no customer fund is serious or see you want me saying good and yes external influence then a marco price is determined externally what the others will be too be now what you mean your price and cost will benefit as of 2024 was about 2,400 per ounce. Ghana is a large, I think, producer in Africa.
Yeah, number one. Yeah.
Number one.
Number 6 in the world.
About 48% of our export earnings. If you want,
yeah.
The cost to pay.
Aboy.
And yes, external. Good. Injection of funds, if you are before. And yes,
external. Good, external. Injection, external.
Weak dollar, no. And yes,
external. So what's the local content here?
So question business say you cannot outsource your stability
to external
to global lack.
So now we've outsourced and our dependency is on global lack.
I yes I would drivers ajumai say me drivers no. Me farmer external on control drivers no me. On control be.
Only she also be
get that sorry not dollar as our kosra and the president man.
Yeah. Chemadico Kamedasi.
So 4 minutes by 2 minutes.
I can't Dr. Frank Bano. All right, so now we appreciate you so much. It's another week and another day. Now only free Musunia saying thank you. We don't mind the company.
Because we invited you to do a presentation.